Hey everyone, welcome to our top 5
Gravity Falls
episodes.
episodes rating.
Alright, well let's get to it. I'll go first. My number 5 episode is In the Deep End. The episode where
What's just the deep end?
Oh, the deep end? Oh, the deep end, it says right there. The deep end where Mabel meets the kid that is actually a mermaid.
He has like a deep voice.
Well, he's still a kid to me. I mean, I'm 42. He's only like 13, 14 or something like that.
Oh.
But he's a mermaid that lives in the public swimming pool. And I personally love this episode because of the introduction of the character of the manager of the pool. He's super funny to me. And also the Seuss freeing all the ducks, and that ends up being one of the main cryptograms.
Yeah, and the cryptogram is, what does it say in Spanish?
I don't remember.
It's something less patos something, and when you translate it to English, it says long live the pool ducks.
Yeah, well, patos is Spanish for ducks.
Oh.
So, yeah. That's my number 5 episode.
Number 4.
So, my number 4 episode is Boys Crazy. This is the one where Mabel and the girls, her best friends, whatever...
Candy and Grenda,
go to see their favorite band several times.
Yeah.
And I personally grew up in the late 90s and was a big fan of bands like NSYNC and God, what was the other one? Backstreet Boys. See, I was an NSYNC fan more than the Backstreet Boys. And what's interesting is the several times is voiced by one of the band members from my favorite band, NSYNC, Lance Bass. And that was really cool. And it was really funny because that's exactly how girls acted back when those bands were really big.
On to number 3.
So my number 3 is where we start getting into the meat and potatoes, as they say, of the story. And it's called Into the Bunker, Season 2, Episode 2, where we start to find out some of the mysteries connected to the third journal. And they go into a bunker that is described in it. And this is where Dipper finally professes his love to Wendy. And she's pretty cool about it. And it's one of my favorite episodes just because we're finally getting into the lore. And we break the ice with Wendy. I was really wanting to see that happen.
Yeah.
All right. What's next? Number
2.
All right, so my second favorite one is just a standalone episode, kind of by itself, and it's called Seuss and the Real Girl. And we get to see Seuss fall in love. What was the girl's name?
Tiffany, and she was like a pixel video game girl that turned evil and went to like other...
Yeah, like he didn't know how to date, and so he started using like a dating game, and she turned evil and sentient and wanted just him. But then he met, who was the girl he met? Melody. I love Melody. Melody was great, and at the end of it, it's kind of a happy story. The two of them fall in love over their love of laser tag, and they end up having a great relationship. And it was great to see Seuss's story. And the story of why was Seuss having a hard time with birthdays and such. It was because of his experience with his dad. Oh, that was a different episode. That was the time episode.
Yeah, it was the one with his birthday.
Oh, okay. See, laser tag, Chuck E. Cheese knockoffs, they're all the same to me.
Oh. Okay. On to number 1.
Number 1. All right, my number one, which I think is also your number one, and it's pretty much everyone's number one probably, is the series of Weird Mageddon. And it is the culmination of the whole summer and the whole series and finding out all the mysteries of Bill Cipher and Stanford Pines and Stanley Pines and the three journals, and the animation really kind of goes up a notch.
Yeah.
Like, they do a lot of extra stuff in it, and there's also some really creepy scenes in it. Like the part where Southwest...
Northwest.
Or Pacifica Northwest, her dad's face, like, turns into an eye-mouth thing.
Oh.
It was kind of really creepy.
Yeah.
So creepy. But that's my top 5. So now, time...
On to me.
All right. Number 5.
So, number 5 is Legend of the Gobblewonker, which is Season 1, Episode 2. And I had this at number 5 because I thought it was actually pretty funny how, like, Dipper, like, fought the beaver with a chain. Well, actually, the beaver with the chainsaw itself was pretty funny. But I liked it more when Dipper thought it was a Gobblewonker, when it really was just the beaver with a chainsaw. And
that's pretty scary.
Also, why would the beaver have a chainsaw?
Seriously, that's pretty scary. All right, what's your number 4? Number 4.
So, number 4 is The Bottomless Pit, Season 1, Episode 14. And this episode is number 4 because the intensity of when they're falling into the pit and the intensity of the stories inside the episode when they're telling the stories. But my favorite story in the episode is this one called Voiceover, and it's where Dipper changes his voice from a potion that Old Man McGucket gives him, and
it's the first episode that has lots of little stories in it.
Yeah, and then everybody doesn't like his new voice, so then he goes back to Old Man McGucket, and, like, he has a potion to give him his normal voice back, and then he dumps the rest in Stan's coffee, and then Stan's voice, like, is hilarious. It's after that, it's like, funny. I'm Grunkle Stan!
Oh yeah, he's got a little bit snap to his voice.
Yeah.
All right, number 3.
So number 3 is Scarioki, Season 2, Episode 1, because I like the intensity of the zombies and how like the zombies, how they attack, and then how they sing all together at the end just to defeat the zombies. That's what I really like about the episode.
Oh, that was funny. Where they really get together as a family. That's when they work together as a family. Plus, it's one of the times that the show really starts to show its horror roots a little bit, and we're introduced to the FBI agents.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a really good episode.
On to number 2. So number 2 is Dreamscapers.
What's that
because it's Season 1, Episode 19, and it's where we get introduced. It's where we first get introduced to Bill Cipher, and it's where Gideon summons him. Yeah, here. I'll get Bill. Say, I know he was
remember seeing them over there.
Yeah, I do too.
Well, here, come continue your episode and we'll find them.
Okay. Yeah, and then he gives Gideon the code. Well, almost. And then, Mabel uses a Nerf gun to put the thing in the bottomless pit, and then Bill gets angry, but then Dipper comes back and puts a hole in Bill, and then teaches Mabel and Seuss that they can do anything in mind. And
it's the first time they beat Bill and they realize that they can beat Bill.
Yes. And my favorite part is when he says, "A day will come where everything you care about will change. From then on, I'll be watching you." I'll be watching you.
And then we get all those creepy ciphers and stuff that happen in all the episodes after. My favorite part of that episode is actually where Dipper thinks that Grunkle Stan doesn't like him, but then he learns that Grunkle Stan actually sees a lot of himself in him.
Yeah, I forgot about that part.
Yeah, that was a happy part, like where they connect more.
Yeah.
Wait, now it's number what?
1.
1.
The final one.
It's the final one down.
Still trying not to laugh. So number 1 is Weirdmageddon, which is season 2, episode 18, 19, 20, and 21. But episode 18 is actually called, season 2, episode 18 is actually called XPCVAOQ Foxo, which is actually the cipher of Weirdmageddon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So things are getting weird from the beginning.
Yeah. But then episode 19, it goes straight to Weirdmageddon 2. So Weirdmageddon 1 is called XPCVAOQ Foxo.
Okay. What's your favorite part of the whole Weirdmageddon story arc?
I think number 2 of my favorite part of the whole series is Bill's song of the "We'll Meet Again Some Sunny Day." But I think my favorite part is the reverse message that he makes, which is Ax. And if you put the reverse message in reverse, you get AXOLOTL, my time has come to burn, and I revoke the ancient power that I may return.
Oh, so it's the warning that this is not going to be the end of Bill. This is not the last time we see Bill.
Yeah.
He is very powerful. I mean, he's kind of a all-powerful, universal being.
And remember to check out the Book of Bill.
Oh, yeah. And watch at the very end of the episode, there's a quick flash of a picture of a statue of Bill, which I think is something pretty important.
Yeah, and then it got moved to somewhere in California permanently. It was like at a store or something.
Well, that's an episode we'll have to talk about later, which is the Bill Cipher scavenger hunt.
Okay. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
And also, never shake Bill's hand.
If you see
Ever.
his statue.
Yeah. And if you see Mabel's pig, give it a big old hug.
Yeah, if you see Waddles, just adopt him and keep him.
And if you see little old Gideon, don't trust him either.
Well,
Though
actually,
his story arc got a lot better. He redeemed himself.
Yeah.
All right, is that the end of the episode?
Yeah.
High five.
And we'll see you tomorrow or something.